The Galactic Academy's cafeteria buzzed with the controlled chaos of 1,000 species trying to coexist during lunch hour. Nora Lane sat alone at her usual corner table, unwrapping the sandwich her mother had packed that morning. Earth food was still a novelty here, even after 3 years of humanity's integration into the galactic community. She noticed him immediately, a small, trembling form pressed against the wall near the waste disposal units. Kravu Mealclaw couldn't have been more than 6 cycles old, barely reaching Nora's waist. His silver-black fur was matted, and his 4 amber eyes darted nervously around the cafeteria. The Vextar were apex predators on their homeworld, but this cub looked anything but dangerous. Nora had learned enough about Vextar biology to recognize the signs of hunger. His ears were flat against his skull, his breathing shallow, and his claws, normally retracted in civilized company, kept flexing involuntarily. The other students gave him a wide berth, their instincts screaming danger even when facing a malnourished child. Without thinking too hard about it, Nora stood and walked over. Karavu's eyes locked onto her, and a low warning growl rumbled from his chest. She stopped just outside his reach. "Hey there," she said softly, crouching to his level. "You hungry?" The cub's translator, Chip, buzzed for a moment before his voice came through, small and frightened. "Stay back, human. I am dangerous." Nora smiled. "So am I, supposedly. At least that's what the Zafrani keeps saying." She held out her sandwich. "It's protein, earth animal called turkey. Should work with your digestive system." Karavu stared at the offering like it might explode. "Why would you feed a predator? We killed 3 of your kind on Sigma Station last year. The incident was broadcast across all networks." "You didn't kill anyone," Nora replied calmly. "And you look like you haven't eaten in days. Take it." The cub's resolve crumbled. He snatched the sandwich with trembling claws and devoured it in 3 bites, nearly choking in his desperation. Nora pulled out her fruit, her chips, even the chocolate bar she'd been saving. Karavu ate it all, his eyes glistening with something that might have been tears. "My pack lost our status," he whispered when he'd finished. "Father failed a hunt contract. We have nothing. I am shamed." Nora felt her heart crack. She reached out slowly, and when Karavu didn't pull away, she rested her hand on his shoulder. "You're just a kid. You shouldn't have to worry about any of that. You do not understand. Vextar society is built on strength, on the hunt. Weakness is not tolerated." "Yeah, I've heard." Nora stood up. "Well, human society is built on something else. Tomorrow, same time, I'll bring extra, okay?" Karavu looked up at her with all 4 eyes wide. "You would do this. Every day if you need it." The next morning, Nora arrived at the cafeteria with her backpack stuffed full of food. Her mother had asked questions, but Nora had deflected them. As she approached her usual table, she stopped dead in her tracks. 7 massive Vextar warriors surrounded her seat. Each stood over 8 feet tall, their battle-scarred armor glinting under the artificial lights. Their fur ranged from deep black to silver gray, and their collective gaze could have melted steel. The entire cafeteria had gone silent, students of 100 species frozen in fear. At the center of the formation sat Karavu, small and nervous. Nora's heart hammered, but she forced herself to walk forward. The lead warrior, his fur crossed with ceremonial scars, stepped into her path. His 12 eyes studied her with predatory intensity. "You are Norah Lanes," he growled. It wasn't a question. I am Thex Ral Mealclaw. Karavu is my son." The warrior's claws extended slightly. "He told us what you did." Nora swallowed hard. "I just gave him lunch." "You gave honor to one who had none." Thex Ral's voice carried across the silent cafeteria. "You fed a predator cub when your species has every reason to fear us. You asked nothing in return. You offered no judgment." Another warrior stepped forward, female, with intricate bone ornaments woven into her fur. "I am Sarah Lynn, Pack Matriarch. Among Vextar, such an act creates a bond of protection. You have declared yourself Karavu's guardian, whether you understood this or not." Nora glanced at Karavu, who looked equally terrified and hopeful. He was hungry." "And that," Thexral said, his tone shifting to something almost reverent, is why humans terrify us more than any weapon. The cafeteria erupted in whispers. A Zafrani student actually fled the room. Sarah Lynn continued, "You see a hungry child where others see a threat. You offer kindness where others offer fear. This is not weakness, human. This is a strength we do not possess." Thexral knelt, a gesture of respect Norah had never seen a Vextar make. The other warriors followed. "From this day, the Mealclaw Pack claims you as kinfriend. Your enemies are our prey. Your safety is our honor. Your seat will never go unguarded." Norah felt dizzy. "I just wanted to help." "And you have," Sarah Lynn said. "More than you know. My son was ready to end his life. Shame had consumed him. You showed him that worth is not determined by a single moment of weakness." Karavu approached slowly, his head bowed. "I am sorry I did not understand. You gave me more than food. You gave me hope." Norah knelt and pulled the cub into a hug. Karavu stiffened, then relaxed, a purring sound rumbling from his chest. When she released him, Thexral stood. "The pack will remain. Any who threaten you will face us all." As Norah sat at her table, now surrounded by 7 deadly warriors, she unpacked her lunch. She split her sandwich with Karavu, who sat beside her with a shy smile. Across the cafeteria, species who had dismissed humans as weak prey animals reassessed their assumptions. The girl who had shown kindness to a predator now commanded the loyalty of an entire pack. And in that moment, the galaxy learned an important lesson about humanity. Their greatest weapon wasn't their technology or their resilience. It was their refusal to let a child go hungry.